Yo, what up, Blackest fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, we're going to get back into some Lupe Fiasco. Someone in the comments section said Aesop Rock did a song with Lupe, and I haven't gotten to that yet, but I did forget. Lupe Fiasco is extremely lyrical. He's someone that gave a shout out to Aesop Rock before. But he's also from Chicago, where I'm from as well, so I definitely got to show some respect. And see if we can get into something else of his. This is one called Hurt Me Soul. Let's let it rock and see if we can do us some justice with a breakdown here.
Yeah,
Still sounds like
yeah.
Kate Push.
This one right here. Dedicate this one right here to everybody out there. You dig? Check it out. Now I ain't trying to be the greatest. I used to hate hip hop. Yep, because the women degraded, but Too Short made me laugh like a hypocrite. I played it, a hypocrite. I stayed.
You gotta love it. Still sounds like Kate Push, right? Whenever I hear of his. Like what he said, I used to hate hip hop because the women degraded, right? He's saying whether it's referencing or degrading or talking about forceful sexual acts or slut shaming or treating women as objects, rap, the whole rap genre appears to be very degrading and anti-feminist versus other genres of music, right? So it can make you hate hip hop if you're one that really cares about justice, right? Because you wouldn't be fighting for justice for minorities if you didn't care about justice for women, right? So it's like, damn, should I be supporting this? But I like what he said. He said, Too Short made me laugh, right? So like a hypocrite, I played it. I think that's what a lot of us do. It sounds good on paper, right? Boycott Gucci. Yeah, let's look at the Grammys or whatnot and see who really boycotted Gucci, right? So easier said than done, right? But let's let it ride a bit.
Now I ain't trying to be the greatest. I used to hate hip hop. Yep, because the women degraded, but Too Short made me laugh like a hypocrite. I played it, a hypocrite. I stated, though I only recited half, omitting the word bitch, cursing. I wouldn't say it. Me and dog.
For those that don't know Too Short, because I know he's from my generation, and even then he was a little bit older. And I was born in '82, so I would imagine Lupe was born somewhere in the mid to late '70s. But Too Short, he's a West Coast rapper. He hit the scene late '80s, maybe '90s. But his lyrics are typically about bitches and pimping bitches, drug culture, right? The whole, the whole everything, you get it, but mainly about pimps and pimping chicks.
Though I only recited half, omitting the word bitch, cursing. I wouldn't say it. Me and dog couldn't relate to the bitch I dated. Forget my favorite word for hers and hers alike, but I learned it from a song I heard and sorta liked.
Right.
Yeah, further ice and glamorized drug dealing was appealing, but the block club kept it from in front of our building.
Block clubs, man, that's so old. That's so old school, right? A block club is like a group of people that kind of organize themselves and to protect the neighborhood, right? To protect the block. Sometimes they put up rules like no guns, no weapons, right? Yeah, it's hard to enforce, but the block club is kind of like a neighborhood watch, but not kind of in that watchful suburban way. It's just kind of like, yo, we chill. This is our block. Let's make sure stuff is cool here. So that's what he's referencing. But he's talking about music, but also talking about problems in the hood that might come from this music, right? Talking about glamorizing drug dealers, right? Drug dealing was appealing, he said, but the block club still kept it from his building. When I'm blowing up here, let's run it back here in a sec. Let me turn down my volume here. But I love what he's saying. Let's turn this down so we can get back to the music here.
And glamorized drug dealing was appealing, but the block club kept it from in front of our building. Gangster rap based filmings became the building blocks for children with leaking ceilings, catching drippings with pots, coupled with composition.
I like what he's saying there, right? He's starting to paint a picture that calling women bitches, glamorizing drug dealers. Talking about the block club was trying to keep it from in front of their building, right? So he's talking about old school. What was happening while hip hop was on the up and coming, it sounds like. But he said gangster rap filmings became the building blocks, right? So he's kind of also playing off Block Club, but became the building blocks. And he said children with leaky ceilings and stuff, right? So these are children that are actually living in the struggle, that are seeing their struggle in music videos, and it's kind of showing them the only way out is this, right? So that's what he's saying, the building blocks, the things that really define a community. Those blocks, where are they coming from? How are we defining cool in our hood? It sounds like for most people, the guy with the Cadillac and the money is going to be defined as cool, and people will inevitably want to be like him, right? Let's run it back a little bit.
Became the building blocks for children with leaking ceilings, catching drippings with pots, coupled with compositions from Pac. Not as it was written in the mix with my realities and feelings living.
Talking about hip hop, that it sounds like from our elites, right? Pac, he said Nas's It Was Written, true classic. Right back in the day, it was Pac, Biggie, Nas, and Jay-Z. Not that there weren't others like Big L, Big Pun, but he's talking about people living in the struggle.
Positions from Pac, Nas as it was written in the mix with my realities and feelings, living conditions, religion, ignorant wisdom, and artistic vision. I began to jot, tap the world and listen and drop.
He's talking about his struggles, right? He's saying that, he's listening to these lyrics. They're going through the struggle. The roof is leaking, right? And he's got to deal with all his reality, right? The living conditions he's in. What did he mention? Religion. What comes from religion? People praying just like they're buying lotto tickets, hoping to escape the hood, right? He said ignorant wisdom. And then he said he's still struggling with his artistic vision, right? Probably thinking about what type of rapper he wants to become, what image he wants to portray to the world.
It was written in the mix with my realities and feelings, living conditions, religion, ignorant wisdom, and artistic vision. I began to jot, tap the world and listen and drop. My mom can't feed me, my boyfriend beats me, I have sex for money, the hood don't love me, the cops wanna kill me, this nonsense built me, and I got no place to go. They bought my village, they call us killers, and we all fake welfare, can't afford their health care. My teacher won't teach me, my master beats me, and it hurts me. I had to get a boy bop, a Jay-Z boycott, cause he said that he never prayed to God, he prayed to God. I'm thinking godly, God me from the ungodly.
But the wordplay, right? What did he say? Godly, God guard me from the ungodly, right? And it's funny how he's talking about ungodly and he references Jay-Z and wanting to boycott. It sounds like he was referencing the Devil's lyrics, right? Devil's lyrics, it's on a Jay-Z, that's a Jay-Z track. I forget which album, but basically he said that he doesn't worship God, he worships Gotti. Sure, it was just a play on words, but he's saying that he worships organized crime, things that he can see, things that, Jay-Z's been known for having his hands in a few different pots, if you know what I mean. But he starts talking about his struggle, right? What they were saying about his master beats him and cops want to kill him. Talking about sex for money, the hood don't love me. Like, you're talking about the struggles in the hood, right? From a variety of different perspectives, it sounds like.
Break the Gotti, I'm thinking godly, God me from the ungodly. But by my 30th watching, the streets is watching, I was back to giving props again, and that was bothering. But it's uncomfortable as the untouchable touching you. The theme songs that niggas hustle.
He said my 30th watching of Streets is Watching. The Streets is Watching, that was a project by Jay-Z. He took a bunch of his unreleased music and he mixed it with his classics, and he came up with a storyline very similar to what the Beatles did. Well, not the Beatles themselves, but if you're familiar with Across the Universe. Excellent movie, great soundtrack, by the way.
It's uncomfortable as it's watching. I was back to giving props again, and that was bothering. But it's
saying he was giving props again to Jay-Z, even though he just was talking about boycotting him, right? And I think that's a struggle that hip hop has today. You don't want to be super flashy chains and stupid outfits, but you still need to separate yourself from others in the competition, right? And you still need to show, and you still need to walk this walk until you don't need to do it anymore. And it's like that with a lot of different industries, right? Lady Gaga, I remember people were coming down on her because she was talking about, if you got the skills and ability, there's no need for the crazy antics. And it's like, whoa, 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 bitch. I remember a few years ago, you went to a motherfucking award show covered in meat. Your dress was meat. So you're talking about, it's easy to say once you already got the bag, right? You already got a little name for yourself, and then you can kind of switch it up a little bit. But, I don't know if Jay-Z would have gotten that same respect as a lyricist if he was a Christian rapper, right? I'm just saying, right?
If watching the streets is watching, I was back to giving props again, and that was bothering. But it's uncomfortable, that's the untouchable, touching you. The theme songs that niggas hustle to seem wrong, but these songs was coming true, and it was all becoming cool.
Well, I like what he said there because he's kind of playing off his John Gotti talk and the organized crime talk, where he starts talking about an untouchable, right? For those that know anything about, the mob history and the Chicago mob, what they call the Chicago outfit, you might have heard about Elliot Ness and the Untouchables, right? These were basically, it was a crime group that was responsible for higher level crime, not just prohibition of liquor. There's a whole story behind Elliot Ness, and there's a movie on it that's somewhat recent that can give you, if you don't want to read up on it, you can definitely catch the movie.
It's bothering, but it's uncomfortable. That's the untouchable, touching you. The themes.
Anybody touching you is uncomfortable.
Songs that niggas hustle to seem wrong, but these songs was coming true, and it was all becoming cool. I found a condom on the ground that Johns were coming to and thought. Well,
theme songs that motherfuckers are hustling to are coming true, right? They're seeing is believing. They're bringing it into their hood. They've kind of manifested this, right? These cats are talking about drugs and money. Now they seem to have drugs and money. People in the hood latch on to that. Again, I think the bigger issue is, how do your kids define cool? And that will tell you a lot about how their future might look. Because these people that they respect for what they've done or what they think they've done, they're showing some admiration, right? They're showing they're going to want to walk that walk, especially if they don't have their own figures in their life, a father figure who's able to show them about putting in work and side hustles and investments. They're going to try to get that knowledge somewhere else, right?
It's all becoming cool. I found a condom on the ground that Johns were coming to and thought, what constitutes a prostitute is the pursuit of profit. Then they drop it, the homie in a suit, pat her on the butt, the rocket. It seems I was seeing the same.
The flow, right? He said he found a condom on the floor that Johns would come in. A John is someone that a prostitute works with, right, to accomplish their mutual exchange. But I like what he's saying there, because he kind of played with the legal version of prostitution. He said, what constitutes a prostitute? That's the pursuit of profit, right? There needs to be an exchange, a financial reward. That's why when you see these sting operations, they have to say a key word. It's not until you accept the exchange of money or discussing the exchange of money that it becomes prostitution, right? Being a hoe isn't going to get you thrown in jail. Your mom, right? Your mom is safe. But that's what he's talking about. I kind of got the image when he was talking about homie in a suit, pat her on the butt, then rock it. I kind of had, when he said drop it and then a dude in a suit, I was thinking more legal, like maybe getting a case dropped. But now I think he's just simply talking about messing with a prostitute, right? They drop it, dropping the panties. The dude in the suit, which is a typical John, gives her that universal pop, pop, pat on the ass, like, hey, jump on. the ride is open, right? And he gets his rocks off, right? When he said, then rock it. That's what I'm thinking is a more logical breakdown.
In a suit, paddle on the butt, the rocket. It seems I was. Then they drop it, the homie in a suit, paddle on the butt, the rocket. It seems I was seeing the same scene, adopted, prevalent in different things with the witnesses indifferent to stop it. They said don't rock it, mind your business. It's
listen to what he was saying. I was seeing the same scene adopted, right? So we took what was in Tales from the Hood and all these run Ricky run, right, and all these boys in the hood and all this, and we've brought it in again. We've manifested this. What is he saying? The same scene is adopted. What he said, prevalent. What did he say? Prevalent in different things. But he said something about being indifferent to stop it. It was outside of our control. And think about it. If this is happening in the world around you, you're either a Karen or a Larry Labo trying to stop it, right? Just a great wordplay.
In different things with the witnesses indifferent to stop it. They said don't knock it, mind your business. It's business is a mind and that nigga pimpin' got it. They took my daughter, ain't got no water. I can't get higher.
I just want to get back to those bars, right? What he said was, after he talked about being indifferent to stop it, what did he say? He said, don't knock it. Could he be talking about knocking your boots, right? Good loving body rocking, knocking boots all night long. Oh. Making love to you, tell me to the break of dawn. Oh, come on. I come home. I win. That's H-Town, knocking boots, right? Now, I also I think of the phrase, if the bed is a rockin', don't come a knocking, right? Mind your biz. And that's what he said, mind your business.
They took my daughter, ain't got no water. It's indifferent to stop it. They said don't knock it, mind your business. It's business is a mind and that nigga pimpin' got it. They took my daughter, ain't.
He's talking about the struggle, right? He said they took my daughter, we ain't got no water.
Mind and that nigga pimpin' got it. They took my daughter, ain't got no water. I can't get hired, that cross on fire. Y'all got
you can't get hired, why? Because you're black or because you're a felon, right? It's just, there's so many reasons people don't get hired in our hood.
Ain't got no water, I can't get hired, that cross on fire. Y'all got suspended, I just got sentenced, so I got no.
Talk about all our life struggles.
They my gang sign, I ain't got no hang time.
When someone throw down your gang sign, you know you about to fight, right?
My sneakers, boys and I leader. My father ain't seen me,
no
turn on my TV, cause it hurts me so. So through the Grim Reaper, sickle sharpening, Macintosh marketing, all you feel arguing. Brazilian adolescent disarmament, Israeli occupation.
He's talking about oil mining. Well, at least he wasn't that last bar. He still says he's just listed a bunch of struggles.
All you feel arguing, Brazilian adolescent disarmament, Israeli occupation, Islamic martyrdom precise. Yeah, laser guided targeting all you for full bartering, terrorist organization harboring, saying camouflage army men, CCF sponsoring, world conquering, telephone monitoring,
Child's fund or something.
Louis Vuitton modeling, pornographic actress honoring, string theory pondering, bulimic vomiting, Catholic priest fondling, preemptive vomiting, Osama and Obama and them, they breaking in my car again, deforestation and overlogging and Hennessy and hypnotic swallowing, hydroponic coughing.
That Henny and hip, right? That's that Hulk.
And all the world ill, sitting on chrome 24-inch wheels like that. They say I'm infected, this is why I injected. I had it aborted, we got deported. On the top got spot with, I can't lie here, but I got no place to go. I can't stop eating, my best friend's leaving. My pastor touched me, I love this country. I lost my earpiece, I hope y'all hear me, cause it hurts me so. It hurts me.
And again, I don't always rock with Lupe Fiasco's music. It's just not really my style. But that's, you can't underestimate his intellect and the wordplay. It's not something I would just ride around bumping, but it's something that gets you thinking and gets the conversation going. if you're a fan of Lupe Fiasco, I broke down his murals, and man, I swear it was an hour or 2 hour breakdown. Such a deep song. We have a folder dedicated to Lupe Fiasco. Make sure you check it out, like the video, but more importantly, subscribe to the station. We're constantly looking for lyrically dense artists, and we're kind of just going through their tracks and pulling out the most complex lyrics and really trying to understand the context and what they're talking about, right? See you on the next video.